Hey guys, so I am back from my mental break so I can finish this last part of part 1. So this is part 1.3. You can tell in the last video towards the end I was losing my train of thought so easily. I couldn't form thoughts anymore. I was so mentally exhausted. So I took a break, took a breather, drank some water, and I'm fine now. So I ended the video saying that I quickly got matched with an intended couple, and not too long after that we had a Zoom meeting to get to know each other. So we had a Zoom meeting with them and then the two people from the agency that I talked to before who wanted to get to know me better over Zoom. Normally this would all be in person, but because of COVID, it was on Zoom, which honestly wasn't too bad. It was a lot easier so that we didn't have to travel because it is in Madison and we would have had to drive, an hour and a half from where we live. And it just wasn't something I would have wanted to do, but obviously I would have if it had been in person. So I personally like the Zoom. However, I feel like even Zoom is kind of hard to get to know somebody, especially when there's two other people kind of directing it. Like the two people from the agency were kind of throwing out questions for us to answer, and it was kind of easier to get to know each other because then we weren't sitting here there was no awkward silence or anything. They kept the conversation going, which I did like. But now that we had that initial get to know you session, I think it would be a lot better to eventually meet in person and have a normal flowing conversation. We have not had that yet, but when it does, obviously, I will talk about it in another video, probably the next video. So we had the Zoom meeting, and beforehand, I was so nervous because when I get anxious and nervous, I get super awkward and weird. Like, my thoughts race so fast that I can't really think of things to say. A lot of the time I freeze up. Even now I'm kind of stumbling over my words, like just thinking about how anxious I was. It's also hard for me to answer questions and not be so weird because I'm trying so hard not to be weird that it takes all my focus away from being a normal person. It's kind of like in my college classes, if I have to do a speech or a presentation in front of the class, I have to read off a paper word for word. Otherwise, I'll just stand there frozen, like, what do I say? It's just everything I know flies out of my head when I'm anxious, and it's hard for me to talk about even things that I am obviously well versed in. Even if I were talking about my children, I would still stumble and freeze up in front of a group of strangers. That is how bad my anxiety gets. Obviously, that's not all the time. That's like worst case scenario. But I was just really nervous that I would be too weird and awkward and they wouldn't want to move forward with me. So I was really sitting here thinking, God, like it's gonna take like a year just to find someone who actually wants to work with me and wants someone as weird as me to carry their baby. But not too long into the Zoom meeting, which I think lasted 2 hours that I got comfortable with them super quick. They were very easy to talk to. I felt like it was very easy to warm up to them, and overall it was a great session. I enjoyed getting to know them the best I could with the questions that were being asked, and they're awesome. They are an awesome couple, and I'm glad that they were the first to match with me. In fact, right after the Zoom meeting, I got an email saying that they wanted to move forward with me. So I don't even have to meet other parents because they liked me enough and they want to move forward, and I love them. So I am so excited to continue this journey with them. And honestly, how I view a gestational carrier is someone who is providing a service, basically. So like the intended parents are paying for someone to carry their baby. It's a service, in short. And so with that being said, it is my job, like this is all about them. This is their baby. They're paying for it. They're paying so much money. They're going through all this trouble to bring a beautiful baby into the world. So it is my job and duty to make sure that one, the baby is safe and healthy, and two, that I give them the most comfortable and perfect experience of bringing a baby into the world that I can. I had 4 pregnancies of my own that I was able to do whatever I wanted. It was, all 4 were perfect pregnancy experiences, obviously, because I was carrying them. So I didn't have to really worry about anyone else, doing anything with the baby. If I wanted a baby shower, I had one. If I wanted a gender reveal, I had one. That type of thing. I was able to do whatever I wanted because I was carrying my own baby. But now I'm going to be carrying a baby for somebody else. So it is my job to make sure that I do what they want. So if they want a baby shower, we're going to have a baby shower. If they want a gender reveal, we're going to plan a gender reveal. Like, I want this to be perfect. But I don't want to be overbearing either. Which is why it took me a month and a half to reach out to them, because I didn't want to like jump in and be annoying, like, oh hey, like, do you want to talk, you want to meet up, blah blah blah. I was waiting for them to reach out, and when they didn't, I just sent an email saying, hey, like, what did I say? I basically said, like, the Zoom meeting went great, but I felt like it was kind of fast, and that I think it would be nice to at least email so that we can get the hang of communicating and getting comfortable with talking to each other. And of course, eventually, like, meeting up is ideal. Because also in the Zoom meeting, there was a lot of information thrown at us about, like, what comes next. The medical process that's coming up shortly, which I will add in the next video, because there was just so much. Definitely not going to be able to even touch base on that this video. There was just so much being thrown at us. So, I started emailing. They emailed back and they said that they felt the same way. They weren't sure if they should reach out or not, and they're glad that I did. And so we just started talking a few days ago, and we are already trying to plan a day in July for us to meet up, and I am super excited about that. That's all I have so far. I do want to say before ending this video that if anybody watching these is planning or wanting to be an intended parent or be a gestational carrier, I highly recommend the Surrogacy Center. Again, their website is surrogacycenter.com, and you can gather all the information from them. They are super quick with responses. They are very good at telling you all the information in a way that you can understand. They simplify it. They are thorough. They made sure that you understand what is happening before you move on to the next step. They are very good at communication, which I think I said. But overall, they're just so awesome, and they do so much on their end to make sure that everything is going accordingly, that both gestational carrier and intended parents are on the right track and are at the same pace. They don't rush you. Overall, very awesome. I highly recommend it. I really do. I have had such an amazing experience, even with the little bumps in the road on my end from those release forms. The agency has been perfect, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience. So I do highly recommend, and I will keep saying that throughout the series, to check out the Surrogacy Center, surrogacycenter.com. If you are interested in not hiring, I don't want to say it like that. If you're interested in being an intended parent, so having a gestational carrier carry your baby, or if you're interested in being a gestational carrier, highly recommend. please go to their website and check it out. They are awesome. That is it for this video. I will update you when there's more information, probably after I meet the parents for the first time. Like I said, I will never go into detail about them because I want to respect their privacy. This is just, again, my portion of the journey through this. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the past and the future videos I make. Feel free to comment anything. Love you guys. See you later.